Good morning, dear students. In today's lecture, we will be discussing marine losses and marine perils. So, let's see what are the marine losses and marine perils. See, marine losses, they are classified into two parts, that is total loss and partial loss. Okay, so whenever we consider total loss, what is total loss all about? When the subject matter insured or the goods they are completely destroyed or totally lost, it is known as total loss. For example, if the risk of collision is insured and the vessel is completely destroyed, the insured can get the amount of total loss from the insurance company. The total loss may be either actual total loss or constructive total loss. Okay, total loss means completely, yes, the subject matter is destroyed, is it? So the first part, actual total loss, it is a material and physical loss of the insured property that is fully destroyed or so damaged that it ceases to be a thing of the insured or where the insured is irretrievably deprived thereof. It is called as actual total loss. The following loss is considered to be actual total loss. First, the subject matter, that is vessel, is entirely destroyed by fire. Then, a ship sinks and the ship and cargo cannot be recovered. The subject matter is lost. For example, ship is missing for a very long time. The insured is deprived of the possession of the subject matter which cannot be recovered even they are in physical existence, that is capture of ship or cargo by the enemy, etc. Then the second part is constructive total loss. When the subject matter insured in not actually lost but it reasonably abandoned when its actually total loss is unavoidable, or the expenditure incurred for preservation of the subject matter from the actual total loss is exceeds its value, is determined as constructive total loss. Okay, when the vessel is wrecked and the cargo from that vessel cannot be saved, but the expenditure or shifting the goods from the wrecked vessel will exceed the actual value of the goods saved. Okay, see what happens in actual total loss. Yes, the subject matter is entirely destroyed. Okay, for example, the ship sinks. Okay, all the cargo is destroyed by water, it cannot be recovered, is it? That is called as actual total loss. When it comes to constructive total loss, yes, we have gone through the waiver clause, right? Okay, in the same way, what happens here? See, if your ship was badly affected and the cargo on the ship, it was not that much damaged, or you can recover that cargo, is it? But okay, for example, the ship on which the cargo was loaded and all, is it? That ship was irreparable and you were in the middle of the ocean somewhere, is it? So it is not possible for you to carry, it is not possible for you to carry back those goods, is it? Carry back those goods to your place. So what you did? Yes, you were supposed to leave it. So such type of loss is called as constructive loss. Okay, then the other part is partial loss. What is partial loss? See, according to section 56 of the Marine Insurance Act, any loss other than a total loss is a partial loss. Okay, when the subject matter is partially lost, means for example 50% of the damage of the subject matter is damaged or destroyed, is it? Then it is called as partial loss. Okay, a partial loss again is classified into two categories. First one is particular average loss and second one is general average loss. Okay, now what is particular average loss? See, the partial loss of the subject matter insured caused by marine perils mentioned in the policy and which is not a general average loss is called as particular average loss. Okay, the particular average loss should be fortuitous or accidental and not intentional. Is it? The particular average loss may be on hull or on cargo or on freight. The particular average loss must fulfill the following conditions. The loss must be a partial loss, only a subject matter should be damaged, the loss should be accidental and not intentional. The caused by a peril insured against if 1000 bags of sugar shipped and 10% of the sugar dissolved in sea water during high water or 100 bags of the sugar are completely destroyed by sea water, it is called as particular average loss. Is it? Then general average loss, the loss caused by a extraordinary sacrifice or expenses voluntary incurred in time of peril for the purpose of preserve the rest of the property from destruction is known as general average loss. The essentials of a general average are as under. The loss must be the direct result or consequence of a general average act. The expenditure must be extraordinary in nature. The expenditure must be reasonable. The expenditure must be voluntary. The aim of expenditure must be the preservation of the subject matter insured in the common adventure, etc. Then the marine perils. Yes, marine perils. See, in marine insurance, what we do is we take protection against marine perils. So, what are the marine perils? Okay, some of the elements, some of the things present in the marine or sea, which can affect your subject matter badly. Is it? Marine perils means the perils consequent or incidental to the navigation of the sea, fire, war perils, enemies, pirates, rovers, thieves, captures, seizures, restraints, jettisons, barratry, and other perils, either of the like kind or which may be designated by the policy. Okay, the marine perils should be accidental and sudden. The expected situation is not considered as marine perils. Okay, marine insurance policy does not cover all the risk. Okay, but those which are specified into marine insurance policy by the insurance company. Okay, the insurance company is responsible to indemnify the loss resulted from the perils which are insured against and mentioned in the policy. These marine perils are as under. Okay, first one is peril of sea. See, there is huge risk involved in the sea voyage, right? Okay, the risk which are resulted by sea are known as perils of sea, that is storm, collision among two vessels, accidents, crashing to stone, bad weather, etc. Okay, however, ordinary action of the wind and waves, ordinary wear and tear of the vessel, inherent risk of the cargo are not included in the perils of the sea. Okay, see what happens whenever you are in a travel, is it due to the sea waves and all. Okay, due to the sea waves and all, what happens? Waves of the sea, collision among two vessels, crashing to the zone, etc. Bad weather, it can affect your subject matter, right? These are the perils at sea or perils of sea. Then fire. Okay, see, the losses resulting from fire and smoke in vessel is known as fire perils. The fire perils also include the damage to insured cargo due to water using for extinguishing the fire. The loss due to spontaneous combustion, lighting the fire, caused by negligence of the crew may be marine perils and be insured against it. See what happens. Yes, all of a sudden due to lighting, due to sparkling, is it? If your vessel or your cargo, okay, or your subject matter, it is on fire, is it? While controlling that fire you might have used water. Is it due to this, if your subject matter is affected, then yes, the insurance company pays you compensation. Then war perils. Yes, during the war or warlike period, risk or loss caused by the action of opposite country consist with war perils. Is it? See, if any country enter into the war with the country in which you are transporting, yes, the loss is caused by such type of perils. They are included in war perils. Then pirates, or the owner of the ship has to face losses due to attack of pirates, rovers or thieves and steal the cargo. Okay, the acts are included in marine perils and can insured by marine insurance. The term thieves does not include latent theft or theft by any one of the passenger, crew or officers of the vessel. Let's see what happens. Some of the thieves, okay, some of the thieves, what they can do, they can attack on your ship and they can carry many of the things on the ship to their place. Okay, such type of people, they are from them the protection is given under marine peril. Okay, then robbery, a planned and violent dacoity on the ship is called as robbery. The losses or risk caused by robbery is included in marine perils and insurer is liable to indemnify it. However, if the robber is anyone of the worker or passenger on the vessel, then it is not considered as marine perils. Then jettison. See, the act in which the excessive cargo, it is thrown into the water. Okay, the throwing away of the cargo or any part of the vessel's equipment voluntarily for the relieving the vessel for common safety is called as jettison. The intention of throwing the goods is to relieve the vessel from marine perils. Accidental falling of goods is not included in jettison. Okay, what happens in jettison? Yes, it is an act in which the excessive goods on the ship, they are thrown in the water. So in jettison, what is done? Yes, the excessive goods on the ship, to maintain the balance on the ship, that is the vessel, they are thrown into the water. Okay, then barratry. What is barratry? The wrongful act done by the master or crew of the vessel purposefully is called as barratry. Okay, means what happens? The master or the crew, they throw the vessel, not vessel actually, they throw the goods intentionally for for incurring the losses to the master, into the water. Okay, or to the insured, to affect the insured itself. Such type of goods, they are thrown into the water purposefully. Sometimes captain, workers or any other person in the vessel purposefully damages the vessel or cargo, theft, sinking the vessel, etc. are included in barratry. The losses arising from such perils are secured by the marine insurance. Okay, then the explosion, the damage of hull or cargo or both caused by explosion on board of vessel is considered as perils on the sea. Okay, marine cargo policies were amended to include in the risk of explosions. Is it? See, all of a sudden, if explosion is there, all of a sudden, if there is explosion on the ship, is it? Yes, what will happen? Yes, the vessel will be destroyed, or the cargo on the vessel, it will be destroyed. So such type of perils, they are included in marine perils. Then charged vessel or cargo. Sometimes the vessel or cargo captured is charged by other countries and seal it for same reasons. In such case, insured may the losses arising as it from such act are included in marine perils and indemnified by the insurer. Okay, what happens? See, if other countries they capture your goods, then if they have captured your cargo, then yes, such type of thing it is included in charged vessel or cargo. Okay, and there are other perils also. Yes, any loss incurred by salt water of the sea, actions of the worms on timber, damages due to oil, sweat, heat, etc. They are included in perils at the sea and other perils. Okay. So these are the marine losses and marine perils. Now we will discuss the different types of policies, okay, included in marine insurance. First type of policy is time policy. When marine policy is taken for a specific period of time, it is called as time policy. For example, if the marine insurance is taken for the period starting from 1st January 2021 to 31st January 2021, yes, it will be called as time policy. Okay, usually the time policy is given for 1 year's period. However, it may be for less than 1 year also. All types of risks they are covered which takes place during the definite period given in the policy. Okay, during this period, insured vessel can voyage anywhere, can travel anywhere, and the loss occur due to marine perils will be indemnified by the insurer or the insurance company. Is it? This policy is useful for hull insurance actually. Then voyage policy. Yes, when the policy is issued to cover a particular voyage, that is from one port to another port or from one place to another place, it is called as voyage policy. The port of departure and the port of destination, it is clearly mentioned in the policy. Under this policy, all types of marine risk take place during such voyage are covered and loss occurred due to marine perils will be refunded by the insurance company. This policy is mostly useful to cargo insurance. A ship does not operate over a specific route only, hence, this policy is not suitable for hull insurance. The at and from clause it is applicable to this policy, and the policy is taken for voyage, hence, the time taken for voyage is not considered. However, this policy is given for a period of 1 year also. Is it? Means from one port to another port, from one port to another port, is it? Such type of voyage policy it is given. Okay, for the voyage itself, it is given on cargo actually. It is given on cargo. Is it? Then the mixed policy means a policy which is issued for both vessel as well as cargo. Is it? That is mixed policy. The factors of voyage policy and time policy both are combined in this policy, hence it is called as mixed policy. Okay, the mixed policy is useful if the transport of cargo frequently done on a particular route. Is it? Then valued policy, when the value of the subject matter is fixed and agreed by both insured at the time of taking marine insurance, is called as valued policy. Under this policy, the value of loss to be compensated is fixed. The agreed value may be total of invoice price, that is cost of goods plus freight, insurance, shipment charges and 10% of margin are added to cover anticipated profits. Okay. Then unvalued or open policy, when the value of the subject matter is not fixed at the time at taking marine insurance, is called as unvalued policy. It is also called as open policy. The value is determined at the time of actual loss takes place. Such value may consist invoice price plus freight, insurance and shipment charges. Is it? It does not includes a certain percentage of margin of anticipated profit. Okay, usually unvalued policy are not mostly common and inconvenient for insured subject. It becomes very difficult to evaluate subject matter at the time of damage purpose. Okay, then floating policy, it is also called as open policy. The individuals or organization doing import and export of goods frequently to various ports of the different countries are preferring such type of floating policy. It is very convenient for them. Then the hull or vessel policy. When the single vessel it is insured, it is called as hull policy. So when single vessel is insured is called as hull as well as vessel policy. Under this policy, the owner of the vessel insures his individual vessel separately. Generally, hull is insured combined with time policy and valued policy. If any vessel suffered loss during particular period, the amount which is fixed at the time of taking policy is granted by insurer. Then the fleet policy is a policy taken for number of ships owned by one organization. In other words, when under single policy number of ships are insured, then it is called as fleet policy. The word fleet denotes number of ships or vessels working under the ownership of one organization itself. It is very difficult, time consuming and costly, and also costly to take separate policy for each vessel or ship. So under a single policy, all the ships they are covered. Then the blanket policy. This policy covers all types of losses caused by marine perils within a specific time, a specific area is called as blanket policy. Okay, under this policy, full amount of premium is paid at the beginning of the policy. Yes, at the end of the period of policy, the premium is readjusted by considering the actual amount of the risk. If the risk covered is less than the expected amount mentioned, then the excess amount of premium is refunded. Okay. Then the policy proof of interest policy. When a policy insured in absence of insurable interest is called as policy proof of interest policy. Okay, the policy proof of interest policy itself is taken as a proof of insurable interest. Technically, it is not possible to take any policy with insurable interest, but in marine insurance, sometimes it is not possible to show insurable interest, or it cannot be established, and proof of the insurable interest cannot be given. In such a case, insurance company provides such type of policy. Okay, as insurable interest is not required, hence this policy is treated as wagering contract which cannot use enforced by the law. Okay, then the named policy. It is named policy. Under this policy, the name of the specific ship it is mentioned, as well as yes, the name of the insured is also mentioned. Okay, then ship construction policy. See, the construction of the ship is a very costly, risky and having lengthy process which takes a lot of time, right? This policy is issued for the builders of the ship. Generally, this policy is given for more than 1 year. It covers the risk of ship during the period of construction. Vessel rent policy. Generally, in marine transport, rent of vessel is taken from the importer, but due to the loss or damaged cargo or any other reason, sometimes the importers does not pay the rent. In such case, vessel company has to suffer loss of rent. Under this policy, vessel company can secure their loss from the vessel rent. Then the port risk policy, the policy which covers the vessel when it is anchored in a port is called as port risk policy. Under this policy, all type of losses or damages to the subject matter after arrival of the vessel in the port are covered. Then the composite policy, when any policy is underwritten by more than one underwriter, it is known as composite policy. Under this policy, the liability of each underwriter is different and separate. The responsibility of each underwriter is limited to the risk undertaken by them. Then the block policy, it is a special type of marine insurance policy which covers all the property of the insured against the most of the perils, including transportation. This policy also covers the property of other held by the insured from the consignment sold but not delivered, okay, for repairs, etc. Under this policy, incidental inland risk is also covered. Okay, so with this we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.